But then there's amends. Because sometimes we think that affirmation means, I've never done anything wrong because there's no mistakes in God and I'm never wrong. And yeah, there's no spot where God is not. You don't have to condemn yourself, but that doesn't mean that you can't apologize when you know you haven't shown up in a way that honors the God in someone else. So I'll tell you a story. I had had an experience with a mentor of mine where things had gotten really difficult. We were in a contentious place and I was really hurting. I had tied that hurt to some anger. And at the time, I was in the 12-step program of Al Anon to really look at some history of codependency that had developed around people in my family with addiction. And so I had been going to Al Anon, and my sponsor had been talking to me about making amends. So we decided that this would be a situation where I would practice that. And I was so nervous. So the assignment was that I had to write down all the things I needed to make amends for with this mentor. And I wrote and I wrote and I shared it with my sponsor. And then I came to the meeting with my mentor. And I pulled out the piece of paper and my little voice was shaking. And I just started reading off one by one the things that were my part. Now, I want to tell you, I had a whole other list in my head of things that were her part. And I was very sure and very clear, and I could have stood in a court of law and had her convicted, tried, and all of those things. But that's not what this moment was. This was the moment to own up to my part. And if you've ever been in a conflict with someone who wants to kind of just move past it without owning up to their part, you know that that can be hard. It can be hurtful. But here I was wanting this thing from her, right? Of her to acknowledge her part. But I didn't start there. I started with my part.